Just wanted to touch on some things that would help you if you are a teacher of a student, or if you have been taught by a teacher who doesn't understand you. I want to clarify some things. Um, in the past, when I've had composition professors, they've been great so far. Um, but one thing I didn't like the last 2 years of my Cal State experience was that the professor there would always, you know, we'd come into lessons, and this is what he would do. He would cross out huge sections of music, and wouldn't even explain, with any regard for the student, why he was crossing this out, why he was doing what he was doing to the school that we had worked so hard. I'm not against constructive criticism at all, but when it comes to editing compositions or editing somebody's playing, how they're doing it, I expect details to come with the criticism. Time and time again, we wouldn't receive details. All we got was big, huge X's through all of our pieces. You know what? The X's are fine, but give us some background. Give us some detail as to why you think this section is so horrible. I have had a lot of that, in this business and in this art. And I'm one of those people that thrives on elaboration and details. If you don't give me the details, the reasons why you think a piece is horrible or why I played something horribly, if it's really terrible, I'm going to know. I'm going to understand. I'll know if something's terrible. I have judgment too. But if it's something that seems minute, that seems very, it's a little bitty problem, and you're going to make a big deal out of it by crossing stuff out and not giving an explanation as to why in the world you would do that, that's not what a composition teacher or professor should do. I don't think that's what you should do. I mean, I think, when you're teaching someone an instrument, or you're teaching somebody how to compose, or you're teaching somebody how to record or write, they will bring a certain amount of talent, motivation, and perseverance to the table. It is then your job as the teacher to ensure that inspiration, talent, or what have you, is brought out by effective coaching, by giving people the details when they're doing stuff wrong, and not just saying, oh, you were horrible. If you're teaching a student, especially a student with disabilities, and you get upset, you say, this is horrible, I don't like this, because, if you don't give a because this, and this is happening, if you don't give an example as to why you hate something or why something is wrong, students are going to look at you and they're going to go, you're going to tear me down every time I write something or I play something. Why are you doing it? Why am I even, having you as an instructor? Why should I even do lessons? I'm only, and then they'll come up with a famous, saying of, well, I'm just doing this because my parents want to, if you're teaching kids. Or they'll say, I'm just doing this because, I thought I wanted to be a piano player or a composer or a flute player or someone else. I thought I wanted to learn music theory. I thought I wanted to learn orchestration. But no, I'm gonna want to find an effective teacher that will help the situation, not hinder it. And that's what after I was done at Cal State. That's what I went through. I went through 3 to 4 months of not. I didn't touch instrument. I didn't touch um, composition software. I didn't touch any of that because I thought, oh, if the whole world thinks I suck at something, or it's better said, if a certain professor says that I suck at something, or that something of mine sucks all the time and doesn't give me reasons why it sucks and it gives me explanations as to how it could be improved, then I don't know. If you won't hear anybody else's opinions, then what gives you the drive to become a teacher and be successful and teach students about music in general? What gives you that spark? There's got to be a motivation for you to be a teacher other than just the money. Because I'm sorry, teachers are one of the poorest paid in this country. So if you're going to go into teaching, you've got to have a knack for teaching people the details, teaching people the tidbits, the little tiny things that will make everything better. You have to be able to give reasons as to why you're doing what you're doing to a student's piece or to a student's playing or whatever. And especially students with disabilities, they can get really depressed really fast. So if you're teaching somebody with a disability, you have to give them the space, give them the time to learn the material. Hell, act like you're learning it with them. Be an inspiration. And I think that's what most people forget. When they become teachers, it becomes like a ho-hum, I'm just doing this for the money kind of thing. And you forget the passion that you had when you first learned an instrument. You forget the passion that you had when you first discovered you knew how to compose. And you wanted to go out and you wanted to show everybody in the world your gift. You wanted to show the world that you could do this. But guess what? You got stuck teaching. Well, you have to bring the same passion to that as you do your own work. Or at least act professional. Or act like you're passionate for doing this. Because if you can't teach it and take the time to give details to a student, then you really shouldn't be a teacher. You are not in the right profession to do that. With any subject, not just music. You can't teach a subject to somebody. You don't belong in a teacher's robe, so to speak. You don't belong anywhere except in your own little studio composing your works and hoping to God that somebody performs them. Yeah, people can improve. People have areas that they need to improve in, sure, in music and in life. But the system of cutting people down, basically just telling them they suck at this, they suck at everything. Okay, fine, I suck. Tell me what I can improve. Tell me musically or otherwise what I can do to improve whatever I'm working on. Give me details. You don't give me details, we're not going to have a good time. And that's my soapbox on teachers and teaching and trying to do things. Make drawings for people, write it out for people if you have to. Come up with fun games, which on the Musicians Helper site, I'm going to be doing a lot of that. A lot of that's coming up. Figure out ways to give innovative details to somebody who are struggling in music. And don't make it be this, oh, if you obviously don't like this because whatever. Don't do this hierarchy of, oh, this sucks or that sucks and you're not a good musician. You can't keep cutting people down. You cut people down, they're not going to want to do this. And yes, musicians, you have to have tough skin to deal with people like this, but there has to be a balance.